My name is Linda Dawkins, and welcome to That's Love for You podcast. I'm your host. I'm just a grandma who has helpful advice to share. I choose to deliver my messages by video, so here we go. Most people, including myself and my children and grandchildren, mostly everyone I know that has a smartphone and use the internet. I'm recording this on my smartphone. And you could probably help me get the equipment that I need with a monthly subscription on Spotify, but I don't really need that equipment. I can use this phone and do just fine. Anyway, most people don't take the time to listen to the words of advice that people give them. And to be honest, most people prefer watching other people speak than they do just listening. I don't know what that is all about, but that's another story. My messages are going to be short and sweet, and you'll be able to replay them to understand them. I urge everyone to share my podcasts and my words of wisdom. And I want to see you back here again, watching my episodes and liking my podcast. People are always in a hurry. It's the perfectly okay way to tell people the story about what you're doing. And since the beginning of this new age of technology, it's become so much easier to communicate to people. It's just crazy right now. It's not just our families anymore. It's extended families and friends, both home, school, work, far away. Literally all over the world. It's no longer a problem to communicate because they can get a general understanding of what's being said to them by video. I call this an experiment, an electronic experiment, or an experiment on electronic devices and their uses. It's fairly new, and if you're courageous, you can do this too. I'm saying that I'm making this podcast so that people could get an understanding of the way that I think and feel. Why? Because a lot of people care about me. And likewise, I care about them. They can view this anytime, see my quirks. It's be like I'm right there with them, I think, with my words of advice and my funny sense of humor, if I have one, if you think I have one. But they'll know exactly how I think. I'm literally right here for reference if they need me. And I'm on Spotify too. But my YouTube is my favorite. YouTube is my favorite. They can tune in anytime. Anyone else that views my podcast may also benefit from my advice. Whatever advice that I'm giving. Basically, my topics include self-awareness, emotional well-being, compassion, patience, trust, love, life, and how to get by. We're always in a hurry. I could write a book, but there's no guarantee that anyone would read the pages. Hence, the live recorded video and the musical blend. 3 of my favorite things to do. Recording myself on video, talking about things that I think that could help people, and music. You may have already viewed some episodes of my That's Love for You podcast, and I encourage you to subscribe so that my nose is itching, so that you know you'll be there. You'll know when I'm going to drop another episode for you to watch. And you know when you'll just be there. So let me stop here and say thank you for tuning in so far. I choose to do this podcast in this format because of the way that people get their information today. As I said before, most people get their information by video or by Facebook or Instagram, or the internet is filled with millions of inquisitive people that just want more of what can help them. These episodes, they're going to be short, easy to understand, and visual. Anyone could understand them. At times, my viewers might see pop-up emojis, messages, and that's just my little addition to make important points that I think you should consider in the videos. The art and the video I get from filmpack.com. I usually download and use movie parts to portray certain messages that I want to convey. And when I'm not speaking, I might show some little movie parts that might convey a deeper message and to help a person, whoever's watching my videos or my podcast, to get a general understanding of what's happening. I'm doing this to encourage people to pay attention to themselves. Why? Because love starts within. And the messages that I'm conveying are basically lessons to love oneself before committing to love another person. This may sound easy, but the majority of people today don't consider themselves to be selfless individuals. And 80% of our time is dedicated toward assisting someone else. We rarely think about how we attend to our own emotional, spiritual, psychological, and ultimately our own physical well-being. And helping people to learn to focus on themselves and their own well-being rather than procrastinating on themselves, which is I'm way too familiar with doing too, but helping people to do this is what I want to do. And most of us are really procrastinators anyway. But I'm all too familiarized with procrastination, to be honest. And most of us are, like I said before. But my point is, I'll show you how to first love yourself. And if you're not doing so already, that is, the focus is self, others, property. The first season of That's Love for You podcast will be focusing on the issues of self. And the second season will be all about others. And then the final season will be all about property. And this is the key to loving oneself. In order to be capable of loving others, you must first love yourself. Welcome to That's Love for You podcast. I'm Linda Dawkins. Remember to follow, like, share, and leave a comment or just say hello. Until next time, have a good day.
I used pencil and tape to repair my jumpsuit, and it was so easy. This is the hack that I used. As you can see, ta-da!
Hey, I'm Linda Dawkins, and I'm back again with That's Love for You podcast. If you're lucky, you've already discovered many of your passions, and you get to spend much of your time enjoying the things that bring you excitement and joy. However, maybe you've not yet connected with activities, skills, and interests that ignite your passions. It takes time. It takes soul searching and some life experience to identify your true passions. This is Linda Dawkins with That's Love for You podcast, and today we're going to be talking about 15 ways to discover, or 15 questions you can ask yourself to discover your true passions. There are some soul searching questions that you can ask yourself that can help you to tap into those things that you want. These questions could trigger ideas that lie beyond your subconscious. They'll open up your soul so that you can discover what makes you happy. That's the key to life, being happy. The key to having a good life is being happy. These questions that you could ask yourself can also help you to learn how to express and discover your passions. My hope for you today is for you to consider these questions and actively put them into action. Moreover, that you have fun with them and discover the things that you can add to your life that will fill you with delight and make you just happy. Okay, you ready? As I mentioned before the break, you've probably already discovered some of your passions, and you probably don't get much time to spend doing those things that you want to do and things that you love to do. If not, I'm about to walk you through some soul-searching questions that you can consider when you want to discover your true passions. That's the one thing. The first question that you could ask yourself is, what's the one thing you've always wanted to do? Consider that. What would you need to make happen in your life in order for you to carry through with this long sought wish of what you wanted to do? Do you need to save more money? Do you need a passport? Just make a plan and get started. If you could spend today doing whatever you desire, what would it be? What would it be? If you wanted to do something today, what do you want to do? Do you want to go parachuting? Do you want to go skydiving? Do you want to go to the casino? Let your mind go. You want to go to the park? You want to go to the zoo? You want to drive, take a long drive, go hiking in the mountains? It could be something related to your work. It could be your home. It could be mountain climbing, bike riding along the coast at Venice Beach. Where do you really want to live is question number 3. Do you know what city? Anchorage, Nebraska. Los Angeles, California. Do you have an idea in mind? How about the type of residence? Condo, house, apartment, flat, log cabin? Perhaps you're already fulfilling this passion and you do live in your true first choice. If not, ponder the possibilities of moving to some place you can imagine yourself loving to live. Where would you like to visit? Number 3. Perhaps you're harboring a secret yearning to visit Washington, D.C., Westminster Abbey, or maybe the streets of Hong Kong could be calling your name, or even the Grand Canyon. How about Venice, Italy? Can you make it happen? Question number 5. What do you talk about doing but never do? In a conversation, you might say something like, for the last 10 years, I've really wanted to take a cruise to the Caribbean. What are the reasons you don't go after your dreams? You would have to explore that within yourself and ask yourself why you haven't pursued these dreams. And why haven't you pursued the life that you want? Can you do something differently to help bring your dreams to life? Think about it. Is there something that you have to sacrifice? Do you have to leave certain spending out of the picture? How will you finish this sentence? Number 6. More than anything before I die, I want to... Say it out loud and fill in the blank. Then figure out a way to accomplish your wish. Number 7. What are the things in your life that you would like to get rid of? There's certainly got to be some things in your life that you do not want in your life. You would have to get rid of these things. If you're discovering you don't love everything about your life, maybe it's time to do something. Do some house cleaning. Make a list of the ways you'd like your life to change. Which people in your life inspire you and why? Number 7. It's important to know who inspires you so you can spend more time with those people. What is it about them that lights you up so much? Decide to take every step to be inspired more often. If you were to make just one radical change in your life right now to make your life better, what would it be? Number 8. Your answer to this question will really open up your possibilities, for sure. Moving to a bigger city might really spice up your life. Getting new curtains, something simple. Getting more education might be a goal. Plus, you'll make more money. You'll be happier if you chase your dreams. Make one change. Number 9. How do you feel when you put all your effort into accomplishing one of your goals? Notice those feelings. You'll no doubt want to experience them more often. How do you feel whenever you achieve a goal? Number 9. Awesome, probably. What's missing in your life? Number 10. Answering this question requires considerable soul searching. Who are your biggest supporters? It's wise to know the people that will stand behind you and help you pursue your passions no matter what. Who gets in the way of achieving your goals? Number 11. Number 10, rather. In order for you to find your true passions, you might be required to disengage from those particular people or from those who wish to counteract your efforts. If you take the time to thoroughly ponder each of these questions, you'll be pleased with what you discover. Your true passions are inside you, just waiting to be let loose, to bring you excitement and joy and fulfillment. This is Linda Dawkins with That's Love For You podcast, and another cool episode. I had a few bloopers there, but it's all good because we are making changes. That's Love For You podcast. The 5 Crucial Concepts from Goals by Brian Tracy. Hi there. If you're looking for a book that can help you set achievable goals, Brian Tracy's Goals is a must-read. Here are the 5 most important concepts that will change your perspective on goal setting. Number 1, decide exactly what you want. You have to know your end goal to achieve it. And number 2, write it down. Putting your goals on paper enhances your commitment to them. And number 3, set a deadline. Having a time frame will help you prioritize and stay focused. Number 4, make a list of everything you can think of that you have to do to achieve your goal. This will help you identify obstacles and plan accordingly. And number 5, take massive action. Once you've planned, don't be afraid to take bold steps towards your goals. Ready to put these concepts into action? Join my workshop on YouTube. You can subscribe below or wherever you listen to your podcasts. This is That's Love For You, and I'm Linda Dawkins. Goals. Brian Tracy's Goals is a must-read. is overrun with distracted people. You might be one of them, but you don't have to be. In some ways, it's never been easier to be successful. All of the information you could possibly need to accomplish just about anything is readily available. All you need to do is truly focus and work hard. Much of your competition is too distracted to even bother you. Do you fall prey to any of these habits? You could adopt positive strategies instead and find a greater focus, and then you could be successful. If you adopt these strategies that I'm about to share with you, you can be. Highly distracted people lack a purpose. When you have a purpose, there are fewer things that can distract you. This goes for big things like your life's purpose. That's coming up next. It also applies to your purpose for the next hour, such as completing a report. But you got to be clear on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're vague in your intentions, every little distraction becomes very distracting. Highly distracted people are addicted to digital devices. Do you feel a strong compulsion to check your phone? I do sometimes. Are you addicted to social media or to watching videos online? Do you need to surf the web or check the news every hour, each hour? Digital devices and online activities can be highly addicting. Put your digital devices away. Don't allow yourself to use the internet unless it's related to your task. There's a time and a place for everything. Highly distracted people don't practice focusing. Your parents and teachers have been telling you to focus for decades. Unfortunately, no one ever taught you how. The way to get good at focusing is to practice focusing. Set a timer for 10 minutes and focus on that one task. See how well you do. Extend the time as you strengthen your concentration. It's easy. You've been practicing distracting yourself for nearly your entire life. That's why you're so good at it. Highly distracted people lack conscientiousness. When your life is a mess, it's hard to focus. And when you're not conscientious, your life is a mess. A lack of conscientiousness creates a lot of stress, and stress is distracting. Conscientious people, they do what needs to be done before it needs to be done. And they do it as well as it needs to be done the first time around. Highly distracted people try to function in highly distracting environments like this one. If you're distracted, it's important to manage your environment as well as you can. Remove all distractions that are removable and then reduce the others. Change your environment as you see fit. Increase your ability to focus. Highly distracted people eat poor diets. An unhealthy diet can kill your ability to focus. Brain fog and a general lack of motivation can be attributed to eating the wrong foods. Oh, good. Take a hard look at your diet and consider making a few changes. Highly distracted people are impatient too. You might want to eat a cookie check the score for last night's game or watch a video of an elephant taking a bath. So what? It could wait. All of those things will still be available to you later. How would you rate your ability to focus? How distracted are you by things that have to do little in your life and that won't enhance your life over time, over a long term? And how much time do you think you waste? Life is full of distractions, and they could be removed. Avoid these 7 habits of distracted people, and you'll be surprised at how much more you can accomplish each day. Thanks for watching. I'm Linda Dawkins, and this is That's Love For You podcast. Remember, stay curious, stay inspired, and never stop exploring.